HoQandTRIZ. What we're going to do in this example is we're going to be examining the millennial pension crunch. And the millennial pension crunch is this idea that millennials will be paying for us old people's pensions for a long time to come, and the problem is we need to somehow get them to save. So we're using house equality, and on the y-axis we've got young working millennials, we've got young students, and we've got young unemployed millennials. Forgive me for the spelling mistakes, but this is a real demo. And then what we've got is a number of characteristics that dominate them. So they have higher priority giving, they're higher risk takers, they have a lack of engagement in the whole pension issue, and a lack of sense of importance of pensions, and a limited disposable income and limited visibility of the future. And what we've done here is we've ranked the millennials in terms of their importance to the millennial crunch. So young unemployed millennials have lower importance because they have less money, whereas young student millennials and young working millennials have a more important relationship. And what we're going to do is we're just going to change this so that it actually says young millennials, just to show that we can do this. So we just double click on these to make sure that they're correct, and then what we do is we rank their involvement in these characteristics. So young millennials have higher priority giving, and we can put a comment in if we want to. So they have higher priority giving. They are slightly less risk takers than perhaps students because they don't have a job. They have a much higher lack of engagement. Actually, they all seem to share this attribute. But lack of a sense of importance of pensions is less for them because they're employed and they'll be bombarded with information about pensions. They have a higher disposable income, so this is again lower, it's a medium, and they have the same limited visibility of the future. So with house equality, what we're doing is simply doing a stakeholder map here on the left hand side, and then we're looking at the characteristics and then giving them a weighting basically by scoring them high, medium and low. And then we ask to do the next level, and in the next level what we do is we look at the characteristics here, which are the same as before, and now we look at the root cause. So the root causes are things like ease of use, that definitely affects their lack of engagement, higher pension costs, limited access, limited sense of cost, limited sense of importance, low family commitment, low income, no short-term relevance, and socially aware. So these are some of the root causes for these specific characteristics. So higher priority giving and being socially aware tend to go hand in hand. And again, what we do is we just rank these high, medium and low based on these characteristics and these root causes. And then we go to the next level, level 3. And now we look at the root causes in terms of the solution characteristics. So amplification is really the use of social mechanisms that they use to amplify their sound, their noise that they make in the world. Having a collaborative family dialogue would give them a better sense of engagement, ease of use and access to funds. So giving early access to funds would get them more engaged. Making available in their own language is also a key consideration to get them engaged. Making it available through their channels, making it cheap to run so that you lower the barrier to entry, making it more interactive, and perhaps looking at micropayments so that the burden on them paying into a fund is much less. So these are the solution characteristics, and we rank them again, high, medium and low. And then we have a look at the solution characteristics and the user requirements. So now we look at these solution characteristics and come up with a set of requirements, and we've got a whole bunch here, and we can use the panel down here to move. So we've got automate pension process, customizable nomenclature, which is allowing us to do it in their language, frequency of pension reporting so that they're not waiting for information, making it a bit more engaging, available on mobile devices, micropayment schemes, minimizing the threshold to entry and the administrative costs, monetizing the social mechanism, really important in the millennial era to use social mechanisms to help, possibly offering prizes to get them engaged, offering short-term loans is another one, and so on. So we get report on cross-selling against pensions, social collaboration and usability. So once we've done this and we've scored these, we then move on to the roof. So we click on the roof, and we can start to fill in. So when we do a red, and I'm just going to sort of go over to the end here. When we do it as red, it's really a contradiction. So, an example would be, offering prizes against usability, which we've looked at there. Another one would be to look at the monetizing the social mechanism. So that might be that one there. So monetizing the social mechanism, does that positively or negatively impact usability? So what we've got to do now is we're going to try and resolve this contradiction. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at how we map these terms here, improving monetized social mechanism and usability, to the TRIZ principles. So the principle I'm going to select for monetizing the social mechanism is productivity. What I want is more productivity out of the social mechanism. So I'm going to hook it, and you'll see the little red bit go red there in the little chain. And then I'm going to look at something that looks like usability, so ease of operation, and I'm going to connect that to usability. So once I've done this, we're now going to step into the world of TRIZ. What we've done is map these monetized social mechanism to productivity and usability to ease of operation. These are TRIZ terms. And what we're going to do is just click on here, and we're going to actually give it a title. So how to resolve monetization versus usability, and we're going to paste in how we do the mapping. So the way that we're going to do the mappings is mechanics substitution. That's the mappings here. So when we look at this, these ones here, so we've got nested doll, we've got preliminary action, and so on. So if we look at preliminary action, it merely means pre-fill to make it easier to interact. If we've got segmentation, the way that we're translating it is, use adverts versus pensions versus lottery components to get better engagement. And nested doll really is about social mechanism consumes advertising, consumes pensions, consumes lottery, and so on, consumes loans. So this is how we do it. So when we click on that, we've now resolved the contradiction, and now we can have a better discussion about these principles here and how we might go about coming up with an example. So I hope you've found that useful, and I look forward to talking to you again. Bye bye.